Hello students, today we are going to take one sum of admission of a partner from this topic. In previous videos, in previous parts, we have just cleared, I have explained you the concept of the topic. I explained you the very first thing, how to calculate new profit sharing ratio. The second part of this topic was about the treatment of goodwill, how to record goodwill in the accounts. And the third part was about the treatment of accumulated profits and reserves and losses. And then I have also explained you fourth of this topic about the revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities, how to record which account we make to record the revaluation of assets. So all those previous videos of this topic, you will get to know the concept of the topic. Now today we are starting with the practical sums from this topic. I am going to take a very easy sum today. The one important information is the sum which I am solving in this video. I am going to post this link for this question below the description box. So below the video you can see the description box. Inside the description box I am going to post a question which I am going to explain you now in this video. So you can by clicking on that link, you will get the question. You can take a printout or you can refer to it while watching this video to understand how it is solved. And also students, please subscribe, share and give likes on this video. And let's get back to the sum now. So basically what we do in this topic, students, how we solve admission of a partner. It's like we have to follow 3 steps in it. So it be of any level sum, maybe it easy or a difficult level, you have to follow 3 steps to solve the sum from this topic. So I am going to tell you these 3 steps. Your step 1 is to read the adjustment which is given right below the balance sheet. So when you see the question, what you will see, the balance sheet will be given to you, and below the balance sheet they will give you adjustment. So your step 1 is to read the adjustment and to put the tick in the items wherever there is an adjustment given to you. So let's for example, in adjustment they said furniture is to be depreciated. So what you will do, you will put tick inside the balance sheet on this item, furniture. So this is how you are going to complete your step 1. In step 1, you are going to read the adjustment, and each and every adjustment you have to take item inside the balance sheet. That is your step 1. I label it, I call it step 1 as a ticking. So step 1 is ticking. So what you do, how you tick, you have to read the adjustment and you have to give a tick inside the balance sheet. Okay, so step 1 is ticking. Now step 2. Step 2 is to start with the balance sheet. Now whatever you see inside the balance sheet, students, those items are already recorded in the books of accounts. That's the reason you see inside the balance sheet. So if it is recorded, you are going to give only one effect. Now those balance sheet items, you have to write it here in your answer. Okay, so that is your step 2. So what you are going to do in step 2, you will record all the items inside the balance sheet in your solution, in your answer, and you are going to write once. You will give only one effect. I also give you reason why you are giving one effect, students. Why? Because it's already recorded. It's there in the books of account. You are taking from the balance sheet. So recorded items you write only once in your answer. That is your step 2. I label step 2 as balance sheet. So step 2 is balance sheet. Complete your balance sheet. And how many times you are going to write, students? Yes, you are right. You will write only 1 times. Now step 3. You will start with the adjustments, and as you see, adjustments are outside the balance sheet. So these adjustments are basically not recorded in the books. So now when you are recording in your answer, you have to give 2 effects. Am I clear with this? So your step 3 is adjustment. So let's recap quickly what I have explained till now. You have to solve every sum in 3 steps. Your step number 1 is ticking. What you will do in step 1 ticking, you have to read the adjustment, tick the items in the balance sheet. Step 2, balance sheet. What do you mean by step 2 balance sheet? You have to write down each and every item of balance sheet in your answer one time. Why? It is recorded one. Step 3, adjustments. You are going to give 2 effects for every adjustment in your answer. So these are the 3 steps. So I am going to solve one sum now in this video, and I am going to solve in these 3 steps. So our step 1 is adjustment. So I am just going through the question now, students. Now this is a question. I have already done step 1. I have read the adjustments and I have given a tick in the balance sheet. They have given us in adjustment stock, furniture, building, debtors, and they have also given us information that new partner is bringing capital and goodwill. So these are the 4 adjustments they have given below the balance sheet. I have already put tick here. So step 1 is done. Now let's start with step 2. Now what we do in step 2, we complete a balance sheet. So I am starting with the liability side. So whenever you solve some of this topic, whenever you do step 2 balance sheet, you start with the liability. So on liability side, they have given us creditors. So where to record creditors, student? So these are the formats you will make for admission of a partner. Your ledger 1 is revaluation account. Your second ledger is partners capital account, and third is balance sheet. You will make a financial statement. Now these are the 3 things. In every sum you have to make revaluation account to record revaluation of assets and liabilities over here, and partners capital account and balance sheet. Okay, so what you are going to record here, revaluation of assets and liabilities. On the debit side, you always record losses, debit all expenses and losses, and on credit side you will always record profits, credit all incomes and gains. So here you will record your profits, and here you will record your loss due to revaluation of assets and liabilities. Now let's start with the liability side first. Sundry creditors. So what you will do, you will write it over here. You will continue to show your liabilities on the liability side in the new balance sheet. So in the new balance sheet you write sundry creditors. There is no tick, so you can write it in the outer column. Inner column I made for doing adjustments. There is no adjustment, so you can write in outer column 24,870. Then they have given us capital balances of A and B. Capital balances will go in partners capital account, and you will write capital balances on the credit side as by balance brought down. A ka and B ka amount both are same, 68,100. So, and how to remember, students? It's very easy. Capital on the credit side, C for C. You can remember this way. This is a trick to remember. CC, capital credit side, capital credit side, CC. And how to write capital? As by balance brought down. These are old partners, A and B, and C is a new partner who is getting admitted into the firm. I have given a circle to indicate you that Mr. C is a new partner. Okay, so we are done with the liability side. They have given only 2 items. Now let's start with the asset side. Asset side, they have given us cash in hand. Now cash in hand, you will write it in the asset side. So you don't have to remember anything, students. Cash in hand is given in the asset. You will continue to show in the asset only. Write it in inner column. 1,420. Now why to write in inner column, students? Because this new partner is going to bring capital. So what we will do, new partner is bringing capital, I will add in my cash balance. Why? Because when we receive money of capital from new partner, what happens to your cash balance, students? Your cash balance will increase because firm is receiving capital from Mr. C. So your balance is going to increase. So this capital and goodwill you will add to the cash balance. Now they have also given us a bank balance, cash at bank. Okay, this I am writing in outer column, 23,000 850. Sundry debtors, there is a tick. So what I will do, sundry debtors ka amount, I will write it in inner column. And since there is a adjustment, I am leaving one extra line. So whenever there is an adjustment, you leave extra line. See, in cash in hand, also there is an adjustment that new partners capital will get added, new partners goodwill will get added. So I have left 2-3 lines for cash in hand. Okay, so whenever there is an adjustment, do remember to leave line for that particular item. Next is stock. Again there is a tick. I am going to write amount in inner column. Also I will leave one extra line for doing adjustment. Furniture. Again there is a tick for furniture. I will write amount in inner column. Also I will leave one extra line for adjustment. Building 80,000. I will write it in inner column and I will leave one extra line for doing adjustment. So done with the balance sheet, student. And have you observed, student, while recording this balance sheet items, what I have done? I have written only once because it is already recorded. So now after completing step 2 balance sheet writing one time, let's start with the adjustments. And students, adjustments you are going to write how many times? You will write adjustments 2 times. So let's start with the adjustment, students. The first adjustment says, on that date, they admitted C into the partnership and given them 1/3 share in the future profit on the following term. So how much share we are offering to the new partner, Mr. C? 1/3. Okay. This is a future profit share. So as of now in this sum, it's not of use. Okay. Let's start with the first adjustment. Stock and furniture are to be reduced by value by 12.5%. So they are asking us to reduce stock and furniture. So let's reduce our stock. I am writing here revalued. Okay. And how much they want to reduce this? By 12.5%. So what will be 12.5% of this? 4,500. And if you minus this, your answer is 31,500. So this is one effect, students. Remember, this is effect 1. As I said, adjustment you have to write 2 times. Don't forget to write 2 times. So where to give second effect, students? Your asset is increasing or decreasing, students? If your asset is decreasing, tell me it's a profit or loss? It's a loss. Whenever your value of property, value of assets is falling, it's a loss. So where to record this loss? Where to show this loss? In revaluation account. So you will record loss on the debit side, debit all expenses and losses to stock account. There is a loss of rupees 4,500. Your asset got reduced by 4,500. So loss is also of 4,500. Show loss of rupees this. You students, you don't have to write this. This I have written for your reference. So whenever you make revaluation account, don't write loss box and profit. No, don't write this. This I have written for your understanding. Also, students, remember, revaluation account is also called what? Profit and loss adjustment account. So there are 2 names for this, revaluation account or profit and loss adjustment account. There are 2 names for this. Also keep this in mind. Okay, done with this. Even furniture they have asked us to reduce. So I am writing here revalued and again same percentage. 8,800 into 12.5%. 1,100, and when you minus you get 7,700. Again same effect. Your furniture is reducing. If your furniture is reducing, your asset is reducing, it's a loss. So again loss will go on the debit side to furniture account. And loss is of 1,100. So we are done with the first adjustment. And have you observed, student, carefully? You are going to write adjustment at 2 places. You are going to give 2 effects. Am I clear with this? So whenever you do adjustment, students, remember, write two effects for this, for all the adjustments. Let's do the second one. Second adjustment says building is to be appreciated by 15,000. Appreciated means you have to increase the value. So appreciated by rupees 15,000. So you increase the value of building by 15,000. How much value will become? It will be now of 95,000. Now think and answer me. Your value of building is increasing or decreasing? Yes, students, you all are right. Building ka value is increasing. If building value increases, think and answer me. It's a profit or loss? Yes, you all are correct. It's a profit. Whenever value of building increases, it's a profit, and profit you will write it on the credit side by building account. And the value of building is 15,000. So we have given a two effect. So are you observing me, students, how I am solving this sum? Every adjustment I am giving two effects. Don't forget this. Now, third adjustment, a provision of 5% is to be created on debtors for doubtful debts. So this is a PDD. So PDD, provision for doubtful debts. How much percent they have asked us? 5%. So you will calculate this 5% on 11,000. So how much it will be? 550. So now you have to minus this. 11,000 ka 5% is 550, and if you minus, you get answer 10,450. Clear? This is effect 1. Don't forget to give second effect. Where to give second effect, students? For giving second effect, you have to see whether the value of asset is increasing or decreasing. Here, your value of asset is decreasing. You have subtracted it. So if you subtract, your value is decreasing. It's a loss. Where to record loss, students? On the debit side to PDD account. How much loss? 550 rupees. Done with this third adjustment. Now the fourth adjustment. Mr. C is to bring 60,000 as his capital. Now new partner is bringing capital. Where to record? Very easy. Capital is recorded in capital account. Now which side of it? Credit side. Even this to remember, very easy. Same trick. CC, capital credit. Okay. So you will write it on the credit side by cash account, and you will write it in the column of Mr. C, new partner, 60,000. Also students, now tell me where the second effect will go. Since new partner is bringing capital, your cash is increasing. So what you will do, if your cash is increasing, you will add in the balance sheet. You will add in the balance sheet and you will write C's capital, 60,000. So these are the two effects. You will write it in two different places. One in capital account credit side, CC. You remember this trick, CC, capital credit side by cash account in the column of new partner. Also your cash balance is increasing, so you add to your cash in hand. Now 40,000 as goodwill, which is to remain in the business. Now new partner is bringing goodwill of 40,000, correct? Now again he is bringing a goodwill. What will happen, students? Your cash will increase. So what you are going to do in your cash? You are going to add it. So write here plus premium for goodwill. How much is bringing? 40,000 ka goodwill. Now what you will do for second effect? This goodwill of 40,000, what you will do with this goodwill? You will give it to the old partners and you will write it on the credit side by premium for goodwill account and distribute that 40,000 between the old partners, between the sacrificing partner in the sacrificing ratio 2:3. So what is the amount? 40,000, and you will divide in the ratio of 2:3. Now students, this is old profit sharing ratio, and what I am assuming here that your old PSR is equal to sacrificing ratio. Why? Because they haven't given new ratio in the sum. So students, if you are sitting with the notebook and pen for watching this video, and if you are solving along with me, just take a note of this, that whenever, this is an important note, write it down somewhere about your solution. In the margin only you write down there, whenever new PS are not given in the question, then no need to calculate sacrificing ratio. Write down this, I am repeating this. If new PSR is not given in the question, no need to calculate sacrificing ratio. Correct? Have you noted it? Now let's continue. So remember, whenever new PSR is not given, no need to calculate sacrificing ratio. Why? Because your old ratio is equal to sacrificing ratio. I am writing it here in bracket. Old PSR is equal to sacrificing ratio. But when you will take this old PSR equal to sacrificing ratio, whenever students in question they have not given new PSR. Am I clear with the instruction? And what if in the question they have given you new PSR? Then yes, definitely you will have to calculate sacrifice ratio. If new PSR is given in the question, you have to calculate sacrifice ratio. Have you taken a note of this? Okay, let's continue now. Since in this question they have not given new PSR, what you will assume? Old PSR is equal to sacrificing ratio, because this is premium for goodwill, and premium for goodwill is always distributed in sacrificing ratio. And here we are assuming old PSR is equal to sacrificing ratio. Why we are assuming this? Because new PSR is not given. I hope you have understood what I am explaining. Now, let's distribute this 40,000 ka goodwill in the ratio 2:3. How to distribute this, students? Very easy. First you add this ratio 2:3. So if you add, you get 5. So what you have to do? You have to divide your goodwill amount 40,000 by 5. If you divide, what will be your answer after dividing this by 5? Your answer will be 8,000. 5 8s are 40. So 8,000 is your answer. What to do with this answer, students? You have to multiply it by 2 and 3 to get the respective amount. 8,000 into 2 is 16,000. 8 3s are 24,000. So this is your A ka amount and B ka amount. Write down here in partners capital account. In column of A, 16,000. In column of B, 24,000. So you have recorded goodwill at two places. Okay. So what are the two effects for goodwill brought in by the new partner? One effect, you have to increase your cash balance since you are receiving money for goodwill. Second effect is here in partners capital account. You will divide this goodwill in your sacrificing ratio. In this sum, your sacrificing ratio is equal to old PSR. Why you are assuming this? Because in question they haven't given you new PSR. So whenever they don't give you new PSR, you assume that your sacrificing ratio is equal to old PSR. And hope you have understood how to split this amount in the sacrificing ratio 2:3. Also take down this working note, students, for your reference, because what happens, we forget, like when we see the working we understand very clearly, but what happens after 2-3 days, you forget this working. So take down somewhere in your book how we calculated this, how we divided this goodwill among the partners. Now we are done with the entire sum. This is how you are going to do totaling now. I have already given a number. First, you always total reval account. From this account, whatever balance you get, you transfer that balance to capital account. Then you total up capital account. Whatever balance you get in capital, you will transfer it to the balance sheet. Am I clear? I have already given a number 1, 2, 3. As per this number, you will do the totaling. So let's start with the totaling, students. I hope, I think this is greater. So credit side is greater. You always write big total on both the side. This is the rule of totaling, if you remember. You always write big total on both the sides. So this is totaling ka rule 1. Big total both side. and you are going to write difference on the smaller side. This is rule 2. So rule 1 is big total both the side. Rule 2 is writing a balance amount on the smaller side. This is your smaller side. So write difference over here. And if you are getting difference here, you will write it as profit on revaluation. You will write it as profit on revaluation, and you will divide this profit between old partner A and B in the ratio 2:3. In the ratio 2:3. So you will divide this balance amount between A and B in the old ratio 2:3. Let's see what balance we will get here. 15,000 minus 4,500 minus 1,100 minus 550. So you are getting balancing amount as 8850. Now you divide among the old partners in old ratio, that is 2:3. So what is total, student? 5. So I will divide this balance by 5. And after dividing by 5, I am getting answer. See, I am doing this way. 8850, you have to divide in this ratio. What you will do, you will take a total of this. What is total of this? 5. What answer I got? 1770. Now what to do with this answer? You have to multiply by 2, multiply by 3. So if you multiply 1770 by 2, you get answer 3540. This is A ka amount. And 1770 into 3. This is B ka amount, 5310. So 3540, 5310. Now you will transfer this balance to capital account. Which side you will transfer? On the opposite side. So opposite side you will write by revaluation account and write respective amount among the respective partners. A का amount in A के column में and B का amount in B के column में. Write respective balance. Now total of this account as well. It is obvious that your credit side total is greater. There is nothing on the debit side. So definitely this is a smaller side. Nothing here. This is a smaller side. I am going to write difference over here as to balance carried down. Let's find bigger total. 68,100, 16,3540. Total is 87,640. 87,640 and nothing to minus. So balance amount is same. 87,640. Likewise you do for B. 97,410. 97,410. Nothing to minus. Same amount is your balancing figure. For new partner, very easy. 60,000, 60,000 and 60. Now where to write this balance, students? You will write this balance in balance sheet on the liability side. You have to give title partners capital account and write all the three names A, B, C. A ka balance you got 87,640. B ka you got 97,410. And C ka it is 60,000. Now you add all three amount and write it in the outer column. 87,640. 2,45,050 and also take the total of your liability side. 24,870. So your total of balance sheet liability side is 269,920. Your asset side total should be same only. Let's check. If it is same, then you have solved it correctly. Take the total of cash first. Plus 1 lakh. 101,420. Now you take a total of asset side plus 23,850 plus 10,450 plus 31,500 plus 7,700 plus 95,000. Yes, it is telling you are getting same total on both the side. If you get students same total on both the side means what? You have solved it correctly. So hope you have understood how to solve admission ka sum. Remember those 3 steps students which I have said just before starting with this sum. So if you have forgotten those 3 steps, you can rewatch this video again. Thank you students.